We're here, we're literally in the back 40 of the wrecking yard. So, remember us talking about Canadian winters? Morning everybody, it's Gary from Maxximum Motors back at you. And yeah, I haven't done kind of a almost live video in quite a while. As you can see, I've been running through a little bit of the back catalog of footage that I've had, and yeah, here we are. So now it is the beginning of December at the old apartment. As you know, I am the car guy who lives in an apartment with my other half, Amanda. So I've got a couple of things that I'm going to take you along the ride for. Yes, there's Holden content today in December in Canada. We're going to go and check out a black Holden, and it doesn't happen to be mine. But first of all, I have to go and see a guy about a part for the Silverado. Another marketplace score. So I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride. I got about an hour and 20 on this video card, and that's going to have to do. So, you know, get your popcorn, get your coffee, get your beer, whatever you're into, and yeah, let's go. Okay, like I said, early morning, early December, Saturday. So I am off today to go and do some stuff with the truck. I did finally get the running boards done, so they've been resprayed with you know, truck bed liner material. But what I'm here for is to look at getting my tonneau cover replaced. I bought that one for 50 bucks like 3.5 years ago, the old Silverado, but it had a couple of little nicks that I just patched over, but now, like wherever it folds up, and in that one corner on the other side is really bad. So yeah, I'm gonna go and replace that. And yes, I wasn't kidding, it is December, and there you go, there's the white stuff. You know, it's not like when we were kids, but we still get snow here. All right, we're gonna get on down the road. I got a couple of local errands to do, and then we're gonna travel a couple of towns over and go and check out this tonneau cover. Let's go. Okay, here we are, December at the storage unit. Yay, snow is coming. And I gotta travel about 20 minutes down the highway. Not looking forward to that with the state of our driving safety here in Canada now. There is my black Holden. If you're new, welcome to the channel. There's my Holden in the dark, sorry. Go and watch one of my other videos. You'll see it in the daylight, I promise. Listen, it's still not covered. It's still not fully winterized. I have a busy work schedule, so I haven't really had a lot of time. You know, when the weather is good, or if the weather has been good, I come home from work and I've been exhausted, but I'm gonna have to push through. The next good weather today, like this, an hour ago was dry, and now it's not. So, you know, I have to pivot quickly, as you do sometimes when you have limited resources. So I'm just here to grab some quick tools, because where we're going, we might need tools. Okay, I'm in the truck, just leaving the storage unit place. We're headed to a place called Grimsby, which is literally like 2 towns over. And we're gonna go look at a new tonneau cover. It's 2 years old, 100 bucks. So that's right up my alley. All right, we're gonna head on down the road and do that, and then we're gonna go and look at the other Holden, even though the weather is not the best. It's way more warm and dry where you're sitting, I'm sure, than where I am, but that's okay. I'm here for your entertainment. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so just dealt with a nice guy there. I picked up that tonneau cover. I still have the old one on the back for now, but I promise before the end of this episode you'll see it. It's got a couple of little like cuts in it and stuff, but I'm just going to cover them with Gorilla Tape. I was just more concerned about mine not being weather tight anymore, where the vinyl is like pulling back because of, you know, hot, cold, right, over the years. And really, I paid 50 bucks for it like 3.5 years ago, so it really doesn't owe me anything. In fact, I'll probably just give it away when I'm ready to get rid of it, and otherwise it'll just go in the scrap. So Yeah, so I'm just hanging out here at the old retirement home in Grimsby, Ontario for a second. I'm going to put the coordinates to the wrecking yard. That's right, auto recyclers in the area where there is a Holden Commodore VE, aka Pontiac G8, being parted out. So this car, I think it came into the yard beginning of October, to be honest. It had aftermarket taillights and aftermarket headlights. I'll put up a picture of it right now, or a couple pictures. But I've been kind of lazy and or busy at the same time, so I haven't really had a chance to get up this way. And you know, I'm just sort of curious, see what's left of this car and see if there's anything worth my trouble salvaging. I literally have like a shopping bag of tools in the back here, and I'll just bring them in with me and stick you guys in my pocket. And then we'll go and document the old Holden. So, like I said, we're beginning December. It's like December 6th today. So this car has been in the yard now for 2 months. They get picked over really quick. So there are guys in the area that have them or know the value of some of the parts on them. So, you know, if they got, you know, I don't have a spare few $100s just to go at spur of the moment and get stuff, but some people do. So, you know, they'll hoard parts or they'll buy and sell. You know what I mean? Buy low, sell high. It happens to be a black car. So, yes, I'm paying attention. You know, not that I need the front end because, you know, I got the HSV one. But there are other parts on the car that I might require. So we'll just go see. You know, the interesting thing as I drive out here in the countryside about southern Ontario, especially in and around what they call the Golden Horseshoe. The Golden Horseshoe is basically the greater Toronto area on the northwest shore of Lake Ontario. And it goes around the horseshoe of the lake at the one end of the lake at the west end, and it extends all the way down to Niagara. And that, the reason why they call it that is because that is predominantly where the largest part of the population lives in the province of Ontario. Now, there are other urban centers where there are quite a few people, like London, Ontario, Kitchener, Waterloo, Barrie, Ottawa, of course. But predominantly between Toronto and Niagara, Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, Grimsby, Stony Creek, Beamsville, and then St. Catharines and Niagara Falls, Fort Erie. Those are the major centers. Like, that's where a lot of the people are, especially Toronto, of course, being the largest city in Canada. But what makes it interesting is you get away from the lake, and you could be 10 minutes away from the lake, and you're in this. So, you know, like those of us that have lived here a long time and with, you know, mass, whatever you want to call it, mass immigration or whatever, oh, let's move to the country and get away from all the people. The problem is real estate everywhere in Ontario is massively expensive, and that extends right out here into the countryside. So, you know, unfortunately, the vast majority of it, unless you go hours upon hours way up in northern Ontario, keeping in mind my province is bigger than most countries on earth, it takes 2.5 days to drive out of Ontario if you're going out west, like up and over the Great Lakes. Anyways, I just wanted to share those thoughts with you. We're almost at the wrecking yard, and look, there's a red one like right there. Oh my god, that's funny. Some of the most interesting places on the planet are wrecking yards as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off, hide you guys in my pocket, and then we'll go from there. Okay, bye. So the reality is there's so many Chevy Cruzes here. So many. There's probably a couple dozen. So, you know, I'm looking for, I'll even settle for a pair, like just a decent pair of, but I want snow tires. She's already got all seasons and they're BF Goodrich's, so if it's not going to be an upgrade, I'm not wasting the money. See, there's more. They're all seasons. Like those Steelies are like nearly brand new too. There's a guy nearby who's got a pair of, I think they're BF Goodrich. Like, see, there's a snow tire. You know, and what I find too is anything decent, like they're scattered all over, and then good luck putting together a pair, you know what I mean? But you know, these are older cars and the people come in here and they scavenge them. There's lots of guys here scavenging right now, parts, right? For customers or whatever. But you know, that's the reality of the business. That's what they do. That's how they make their money. You know, I'm just looking through and just seeing if anything catches my eye, because you know, that's what guys do, especially car guys. Don't worry, we'll get to the G8, don't worry. We're here, we're literally in the back 40 of the wrecking yard. There you go, 2 months in. They're aftermarket headlights, someone got the bumper cover. This fender's still in pretty good shape, a little bit of rust here at the leading edge. A little bit of rust down there. But you know, it's, sorry guys, but it's pretty picked over. There's really nothing left. Well, I haven't had a good look in here yet, so there could be stuff. I'll have a quick look, but you know, cluster. I got a friend that's got a parts car, so I might even hit him up on the way home if he's around, just to have a look. I kind of want the heated seat switch, but like literally the whole car is like trashed. That's what happens to them, right? So, remember I was talking about Canadian winters? You wanted a good look? Someone in the comments said, oh, I want a better look at the rust. You know, unfortunately the car's down on its ass. Bumper cover's got a bad scrape right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's not really worth saving. Like the badges are scarfed. Like everything, right? Oh. Man, look at that. Dude. Looks like it took an impact here, but that is not good. It was like literally, I mean, the seats, you know what? Like, the seats are still pretty good. But, you know, like, everything is just ripped apart. Okay, well, I told you were getting Holden content. You know, like the hood looks okay. Someone needs a hood. You know, I don't need a hood like a hole in the head. I've already got a spare one. But that's it, guys. Like even the mirror covers. I mean, that could go for the little caps up here. I might pry those off. You know, those caps. But really, there's not much. There's not much here. Well, there you go. We got our Holden content. It's in sad shape. Yeah. But maybe that's where the tow motor picked it up. This one's cut part of the exhaust off. Alright, boys and girls, I'm going to leave it there. I'll come back on camera when I'm leaving. I gotta go look for wheels and tires for Amanda's Sonic. Okay, bye. Okay, I was just about on my way out of here, headed that direction. Just gonna go check out the trucks before I leave when I spotted this bad boy. Dodge Stealth. You know, once in a while you still see weird, wacky stuff. Needle wreckers. You know, the reality is we have auto recyclers in the area, but not many allow you to walk the yard anymore. You know, at least this thing's been kind of respectfully parted. You know? Not like our Holden. What is it? A Dodge Stealth? Well, look at that, boys and girl. It's a Dodge Stealth RT. I don't know a lot about these, so I don't know if it's a twin turb ski or, you know, whatever. But, you know, the engine's still there. Obviously had an alarm. Someone cared about it. You know, honestly, the shell on the car ain't that bad. There's a couple of dings here and there, but like it's not rusty. Like our Australian baby. Tailpipes. Like someone's come in here. Looks like that might have got damaged when they put the tow motor on it. Look at the body. It's not bad. I don't know if you're into those cars, Kenny U-Pull, Hamilton, Ontario. It's still fairly complete too. It looks like just mainly the, you know, the seats are gone. So. All right, I'm heading my way out here to sneak you guys out. All right, it's cold. Yeah, see, winter. Told you so. Okay, just leaving the old Kenny here in Hamilton. You know, I kind of feel dumb going and walking the yard for a better part of an hour and not coming away with something, right? So, I got the, I mean, that G8, as you saw, was completely ripped apart. I mean, I kind of expected that would be the case. But, you know, just for our mutual interest, I thought I would check it out. I think we already, oh no, there's a sport red metallic G8 right there. This little house here. See it? Like, guys, they're around. They're just not super common, but you know, they're around, right? So, unfortunately, you know, at what, 14, 15 years old now, 16 years old, they're you know, at the end of their life in many respects for many people, and people have moved on, and you know, eventually, you know, falling, what do they say? Falling prices, falling quality. I don't know. They say some sort of saying. You know, eventually they get into the hands of someone that just doesn't have the money to properly maintain them, and they fall in disrepair. And, you know, 90% of the time they end up getting recycled like that. So, there are guys around that, you know, aren't really an active part of our community here in Southern Ontario. But are equally enthusiastic about the cars. So, I mean, that's a good thing, right? But, you know, it is sad to see. But going back to what I was saying, I got the upper steering wheel cover, which I have one, but mine doesn't seem to click together very good, and this one didn't have any broken tabs, nor was it all scratched up or anything. So I grabbed that. I grabbed the trim ring around the cup holder because Jason was missing one, or has a broken one. So our buddy Darren, hi Darren, has a parts car right now, and he's close to where we saw that first rusty V6 car in a previous video. But so I got the upper steering wheel cover. I got the shrouds that go over the roof rails as spares, and that coffee cup. And when I got two rubbers that go, you know, on top of the fenders where the bonnet closes, where the hood closes. Guess how much? To me, that's $5 worth of parts. $16, and the girl was really nice. Like, I'm not knocking her, but you know, this is the reality we live in now. So $5 to get in and look around, and then $16 for $5 worth of parts. So $21. But you know, we're making a YouTube episode, so I guess that's a good thing. I'm gonna head back to my hometown, and which is about 20 minutes away, and it's coming up to lunchtime. Might just stop for some lunch somewhere. And yeah, it's bouncy here. And then go clean up this tonneau cover, and then get it installed on the truck, and then I think that'll be it. That'll be Bob's your uncle for me. You know, as I'm driving along here and just looking up people's driveways and on their properties and stuff, obviously I'm not going to film anything out of respect to their privacy, but just seeing the old jalopies parked in their driveways, you know, like I just passed an old Lumina Z34, remember those? And an old Camaro, you know, Gen 2 Camaro, and another dude had a 240Z, like a 70s one, that looked pretty pimped out. You know, there's a lot of cool stuff when you go and peruse the countryside. You just never know what you might see. I love, checking out other people's junk. Because if I had the room, I'd probably have lots more junk too. Sorry, Amanda. So you'll notice where I am right now in my town, there's not nearly as much snow. It's because of geography, right? So I live in the Niagara Peninsula, and we have something called the Niagara Escarpment, which is a ridge. And you're either below that ridge or you're above it. So where I was for where the wrecking yard is up on top of the escarpment. And even just a couple hundred feet in elevation makes a huge difference to the amount of snow you get. So I'm kind of in a basin, so not to get too weird or whatever, but Lake Ontario used to be a much larger ancient lake called Lake Iroquois, and the lake, I guess, I don't know, before the last ice age or something, was much bigger than it is now. So where I'm driving at the moment was underwater, and so Lake Iroquois went up to the Niagara Escarpment. So that's the old shoreline. So they found like really, crazy fossils and all that kind of stuff. But long story short is, where I am now is at much lower elevation, therefore there's less snow. There you go. Here's your geography lesson for the day. Hey, I am back at the storage unit facility, and as you can see, the truck was actually quite clean before I departed on my little road trip this morning. Okay, so the plan is we're gonna get the new tonneau cover out. There, new to me. It's 2 years old, $100. Don't even know what brand it is, to be honest. It came off of a newer truck to mine, like the next generation. But we put it on top of this one, and it is dimensionally the same as I knew it would be. So this is a regular box, not to be confused with a short box. This is a regular, not a long box. Okay. So you got 5'8", 6.5 foot, and 8 foot. This is a 6.5. So that one I'm gonna throw on Marketplace. Like basically, I'll just give it away. Like it's someone who's on a budget. Like it'll still do the job, right? It's just. That is from hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, right? And then the vinyl eventually just starts to shrink and it's done. So it really doesn't owe me anything. It was $50 3.5 years ago, and I've never bothered to get another one, and it's been bothering me, and finally, I was like in the cards. So another one of those deals where I just keep an eye on Marketplace, and the dude still had it, and but as you can tell, it's dirty. I'm gonna do this first, and then I think just to gratify me, because the truck is toast, I'll do a $10 car wash, and then I think then I'm going home to get in the warm and do some editing and get this episode ready for you guys. Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go.
Okay, I need to get a couple of wrenches and get that thing off. I'll come back on camera when the new one's on. Okay, success. We got the new one on. As you can see, it was outside and near a pine tree. But it's on. Everything looks good. I haven't closed the tailgate yet, but I'm assuming everything is fine. I gotta make a run to the scrapyard. I got some scrap aluminum in there and other shit. But it's a truck, right? This is what we do with trucks. Here's the car. Here's your Holden content. Holden. Alright, let's go back to the stuff I got the wrecking yard, you know. $21. So this is really the only real score for me is the upper, like it goes like that, right? I mean, I know the Aussies already know. I know exactly how that goes. So mine doesn't seem to snap in very good, but all the tabs are intact. So I thought, okay, well, I'll get that. You can never have enough, you know, fender, guard, you know, rubbers. So I got a couple of those. These looked better in the yard because they were wet and covered in snow. So I just sort of scarfed them off. Didn't even look at them close. They look terrible. I mean, I could sand them down and paint them. You know, all the tabs are intact. So, you know. And then there's this. You know, Jason said he had a broken one. So I thought, well, I'll pick it up just in case he needs it still. I know our friend Darren still has that parts cart. So I want to go and look at that soon too. So there you go, $21 for rare Holden bits. Alright, so next step for me is take this bad boy to the car wash. You know, it's probably going to take a series of car washes. And when I've got 3 seconds of somewhat warm and sun, I will get some heavy duty cleaner on that, give it a scrub, and you know, it'll live up to the rest of the truck. So, you know, the truck's a truck. Still don't know what brand this one is. You know, I was hoping for Black Series or Chevrolet from the factory, but you know, all the seals are intact. It's got some adjustability for the tightening down bobbers back here. I'm happy with it, you know, for $100. So the only 2 cuts, there's one little one right here and then over there, right? So I got the Gorilla Tape down. You know, it's cold, right? So we're right at freezing here. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if those fly off. But, you know, again, when there's 3 seconds of warm, I'll be on that when I have a chance. Okay. All right, well, I think that's it. Well, we'll B-roll the truck when it's clean, and I've got this cover cleaned up. Oh, finger update. So the last time you saw me on camera, it was before my operation. So just over a week ago now, I had the procedure done. They removed that ganglion cyst off my finger. And I was in there for about 45 minutes, which is exactly what they said I would be. And now I have Frankenstein finger. So I'll put up a picture of that. But no, the good news is I was in there the other day and they said everything's fine. You don't even really need a bandage on it anymore. I just have a little bit of medical tape for when I'm bombing around, and come back in 2 weeks time and have the stitches removed. So, you know, fingers crossed that cyst doesn't come back, and it's gone for an oncology report just to make sure. But every indication is it's just a fairly simple thing, and the reason why I needed an operation was because it was in the joint of my finger. So, you know, I can go around like this. Ha ha ha. God, I'm not going to pull out the car. It's way too cold. Temperature dropped a lot. Temperature varies here. Like this morning it was a lot warmer than it is now, so it's probably in the minus at this point. So I'm just gonna tuck my tail, run home, get warm. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'll B-roll the truck there on the post-credit kind of stuff, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget, live life to the max.